Hello guys, Sapphire Yagami with the 7th episode of the 3rd season of the Anthology series, television series American Horror Story. This season, of course, is called Coven, American Horror Story Coven, and in this episode is titled The Dead. Bum, 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 bum. So, in a flashback at a tattoo parlor, Kyle argues the merits of the band Toto while his frat brothers get tattoos. He explains his future plans to be an engineer. In the present day, Kyle examines his body and finds tattoos from his brethren. He has a shamrock on his arm, and he has Chinese tattoo on his leg, on his ankle. Zoe observes him and a gun hidden behind her back. Zoe apologizes to Kyle, trying to understand the suffering her ability has inflicted upon him. Like, yes, you have inflicted so much pain because he was dead and you brought him back to life. And not only that, he had various body parts that are not part of his own. You kind of combined all the pieces together. Now he has to sit here and relive all the tragedy that he didn't want to live. So, he acquires a gun and nearly shoots himself in the head. Madison has been experimenting with potions to improve her resurrected appearance. The side effects to those potions sensitivity to physical pain and ravenous hunger. After a drunken phone call from a heavily armed Aang, Cordelia searches blindly through the hallways and stumbles into Madison. The resulting vision shows Cordelia how Madison died and Fiona's part in it. Delphine and Queenie go to a fast food drive-in because there was no food in the house because Madison ate it all. Delphine is ecstatic at the food, and while conversing with Queenie, suggests that despite Queenie's efforts to bond with the other witches, that her attempts will fail due to her race because she's black female, and mostly when people think when it comes to witches, you talking about in terms of witchcraft, it has its traces within you talking about going all the way back to Celtic, on the land of Gaul, which was pretty much Europe. So you're talking about white people. Voodoo has its roots in Africa. Black people. So, yeah, you're going to have some problems. Queenie decides to pay a visit to Marie Laveau, who knows all about her. Over gumbo, Marie tells Queenie about Delphine. Delphine. It's I usually call her Lady LaLaurie instead of Delphine because it's just easy for me to pronounce. And offers Queenie amnesty in exchange for Delphine. Queenie leaves considering the offer. Back at the academy, Queenie enters the kitchen. I'm just calling Lady LaLaurie. It's just easy for me. Lady LaLaurie is slicing a ham. The girl asks the maid what her worst act was. LaLaurie reluctantly tells her about her old handmaiden, Sally, and a beauty elixir that LaLaurie made from Sally's newborn, and what the hell's wrong with me today? And a legitimate child fathered by LaLaurie's husband, because she knows that the baby was what black people call high yellow, but I don't think the baby was more to high yellow. He probably was a little bit closer to white, where he could probably pass for white, and I think the term is passé blanc. And you could pass for white, because people really wouldn't know unless they physically asked you, or you obviously gave, in this time of slavery, you gave them some sort of clue, like the way you talk, because white people talk differently than slaves did back then. Obviously, the white people talk more proper like this, but obviously black slaves like, yes, and my son. If you talk like that, obviously that's like a dead off clue, like, oh my God, you're a Negro. And so, devastated by the child's death, Sally leapt to her death off a high balcony. Her body is discovered the next morning. Queenie is horrified, but LaLaurie tells her that she's being honest because she believes Queenie to be a true friend. Oh, the irony. Like, seriously, like irony, because like all the things she did to black people as her slave, and the irony that she believes that Queenie, who is a black female, to be her true friend. Oh, the irony. Oh, the irony. The Axeman and Fiona enjoy a nightcap in an apartment that Fiona believes to be his. They talk about his past, and she excuses herself to her bathroom. A print in the mirror results in some of her hair falling out of her head. Distraught from the clump of hair in her hand, she is distracted from the fresh corpse hidden in the bathroom. He tries to entice her to stay, but she insists on leaving what she deems a failing one-night stand. Not willing to let her go, he holds the door and seduces her into staying for some jazz-inspired sex. Like, some things I don't need to see. The light bulbs explode during their climax. Fiona dresses to leave the next morning and reveals that she is aware of the corpse in his bathroom. She says she calls the police, but he doesn't believe her. He thinks she seeks an emotional connection and reveals that he's been watching her since she was 8. Creepy! A flashback shows a bullied Fiona being protected from the unseen axeman, which was really unnecessary because they showing you the woman who's supposed to be guiding these young witches. She up and up bullying the kids, like knocking their glass of milk over. Like, really? Like, you supposed to be helping these kids nurture their gifts. You up in here picking on them. Like, really? I'm surprised these kids ain't kill you in their sleep. Like, accidentally set off. I was like, oh, I didn't know what happened. You know, like, what's the point of bullying these children? Like, really? Like, oh my goodness, something wrong with you. He has fallen in love with her over the years of ghostly observation. You gotta admit, that's kind of creepy, though. A man has been watching you since you was 8 years old. You gotta admit, that's kind of creepy. You gotta admit, that is creepy. Fatherly attention turns to infatuation. Fiona is both intrigued and repulsed by his session. I've been repulsed. You've been watching me since I was 8? I mean, I've been taking, because now you gotta think about it, like, how, like, what parts of, like, it's like now, because now it's in your mind, like, how much has he been watching me? Has he watched me take a bath? Has he watched me undress? It's like, you know, it's kind of like, how much did you actually watch? Because now all those thoughts going in, like, oh my goodness. Now you feel violated. It's like, oh my God, I feel so violated. Zoe starts to rehabilitate Kyle to a functional humanity. Progress is slow and Kyle is frustrated. Madison enters one of these sessions but does not remember her role in Kyle's fate. Well, that's what happens when you're dead. Can't remember exactly what happened in your life. She tells Zoe that Cordelia wants to meet her and that the headmistress is more aware than Zoe realizes of the current events. Zoe leaves Madison and Kyle alone, and Madison describes their shared afterlife experiences. They embrace awkwardly. Cordelia pours tea for herself and expounds on the powers releasing the X-Men must imply for Zoe, warning her that if Fiona finds out about Zoe's abilities, that Fiona will kill her like she killed Madison. They conspire to kill Fiona. Zoe re-enters her room to find Kyle having sex with Madison. Spaulding is tied to his bed and is surprised his tongue has been restored. Myrtle had kept it, and Zoe reattached it with a ritual while he slept. She establishes that the truth enactment is still in place by interrogating him, and forces him to admit that Fiona killed Madison, after which she stabs him to death. After washing off the blood in the shower, she runs into Madison and tries to act nonchalant about witnessing Madison and Kyle's sexual encounter. While unwilling to give him up, Madison is sympathetic to Zoe's feeling and proposes that he share Kyle. She then leaves Zoe to Kyle and they have a threesome. I mean, it's not like she could kill the guy. I mean, because he's kind of already. It's not like she could kill him again, you know? It's not like she could kill both of them, now that I think about it. Because we all know that when she goes to have coitus, they die. So if she's going to have a threesome, that includes a boy and a girl, obviously she can't. They're both dead, so I'm not really sure of her gift. I'm really wasn't sure if you call that a gift, because she can't experience the joy of sex. So would you even call that a gift? That's like a guy who can't have sex. Every time he tries to have sex, a girl dies. I think for a guy that would be nightmarish. Like, but it's not like she can kill him again. Like, seriously, they're already dead. And I'm even more curious, since they're all resurrected, do all their bodily functions still work? Like, because we see him eating, and we saw her eat, but does everything else work? You know, like their urinary tract systems and all that. You know, can they go to the bathroom? You know, can Kyle even get it up? That's all these questions. Like, wait a minute, he's dead. Does blood even flow in his body? Like, all these freaking questions. Too many questions for me. There's too many questions now. But also kind of gross because of the fact that they're dead, and she's having a threesome with them. Kind of creepy. Who knew that her and Madison would be so close? Queenie leads LaLaurie to Cornrow City in the guise of a haircut. LaLaurie is incredulous when Marie arrives and she's locked in the cage. LaLaurie screams and cries to be released. Queenie assists Marie in making a LaLaurie-style beauty treatment of the captive. Using it as she prepares for bed, the Voodoo Queen declares it is beautiful. The tables have been turned on LaLaurie. It is about to go down. I would like to say this, about to go down. About to go down. Down to go down. About to go down. Down, down, down. Down. So I'm curious how this season is going to end with Maria Laveau versus the witches, the voodoo versus the witchcraft. I'm curious how this is going to all end. Like, what are your guys' opinion? How do you think it's going to end? Who do you think is going to emerge the victor, or maybe this war might kill both of them off? Who knows? Like, seriously, who knows? So, this is all for that episode. All for the episode of American Horror Story. Coven, they have renewed for a 4th season. I'm not sure what that season gonna be. That season gonna be called, because each season is like, it's different. So again, this is a review of episode 7 of American Horror Story Coven, titled "The Dead." And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.